that they want to show Chuck as a good guy. Well, what do good people do? Fuck, I don't know.
Give money
away. Just give all their money away? Yeah, $5 million. That sounds like that's what good people would do, right? Oh, she sells the watch so she can give the money away. That's what good people must do. I don't know. I don't give my money away.
Hey, Upper East Siders and all you scandal-loving listeners out there. You just tuned into the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, where the coffee is strong, the waffles are fresh, and the gossip is hotter than ever. My name is Leif, and I'm your seasoned Gossip Girl veteran.
And I'm Steve, the rookie, the newbie, the greenhorn, what are we saying now, Leif, that we're in season 4?
I'm not sure, but did you know that not only am I manly and rugged, but I also have mad browsing skills?
Well, just as long as you don't dig up my old prostitution website.
No promises there.
So here's the deal, folks. Leif has been watching Gossip Girl since it first aired, and I'm diving in for the first time. And together, we're your dynamic duo, bringing you all the drama, romance, and sometimes questionable fashion choices of this iconic 2007 series.
Bring your magnifying glasses because each week we're dissecting every juicy detail of the show, one episode at a time. We'll connect the dots, uncover those sneaky little Easter eggs, and of course, serve up some piping hot behind-the-scenes tea. And expect some iconic Phantom moments too, because what's a deep dive without a little drama?
And since we are all about inclusivity here at the Non-Judging Breakfast Pod, there is always a seat for you at the Non-Judging Breakfast table. So go ahead and grab your mimosa, a cup of coffee, or light up some of whatever Chuck can find, and let's get into this.
So yeah, last week I had mentioned that I thought Blake had acted late in the scene.
Yeah.
And I thought this was another kind of weak episode for Leighton.
Yeah, I'll hold on. It wasn't just Leighton.
Yeah.
The acting in this episode was weak.
Yeah.
Top to top down. Like, there were tons of really bad.
But it's just more noticeable with her, I think.
Yeah, because she's so good all the time. Like, that end scene when she goes running to Serena, you're better than that.
Maybe it's my own bias speaking, but I just think she's just as tired as the Chuck and Blair of it all as I am.
Yeah. I honestly, I feel like, I'll also say this. I didn't know when on the show I was going to say it, but we have watched 3 seasons of this show and we are into the 4th episode, and there have been shitty episodes. There have been episodes that I thought were ridiculous or thought were goofy and dumb, but never until season 4, episode 4, have I ever been bored.
Yeah.
This was the most boring episode of Gossip Girl. Start to finish. It was a snooze fest.
And of course we are talking about season 4, episode 4, Touch of Ava. Original air date was October 4th, 2010. And it is based on the movie title Touch of Evil. Came out in 1958, in which a Mexican official and his American wife are targeted in a Texas border town by the crime family he's trying to put behind bars for drug trafficking, as his concerns grow over the tactics of the local detectives whose cooperation he needs.
Interesting.
Directed and starring Orson Welles and also Charleston Heston.
Interesting.
Not sure what the connections are, but yeah.
Yeah. Other than the name.
Yeah. Good pun.
Yeah.
I'll give him that. Episode was written by Layla Gerstein. Previously had done season 2, episode 22, Southern Gentlemen Prefer Blondes. Season 3, episodes 5, 10, and 15, which were Rufus Getting Married, The Last Days of the Disco Stick, and The 16-Year-Old Virgin.
Mid episodes, honestly.
Yeah.
All of them are middle of the road or worse.
Yeah.
I think that of all of them, I think I liked disco stick a little more than the others, but really it was just the stickiness of that whole episode. It was an easy episode to write.
And it was all written around the fact that they got Lady Gaga to perform.
Right. Yes, exactly.
So they had to like surround the whole episode around her.
Yes, yes. And between that and a threesome, you had easy pickings for plot.
Well, post-threesome.
Yeah, well, right. That's what I mean.
Fallout.
Yes.
The threesome fallout.
Threesome fallout.
And this episode is directed by former Brat Packer Andrew McCarthy.
Yeah, back for his second episode, right?
And this first one wasn't that great either. It was the lady vanishing.
Yeah, the lady. Yeah, the
lady vanished. Rather, with the Chuck's mom storyline.
Yeah, that one was really bad. Also, bad acting in it. Chuck's acting was bad, which really tells me that we've talked about. Let's compare him to the King, right? Norman Buckley has had shit scripts in this show and has evoked impressive performances with shit words at times. And I've always said that when I'm watching the director of every episode, what I'm really looking at is what is the performance that this person got out of the actors. And he didn't get anything out of any of these actors. I think that the most he got out of any of them was Ava, and I didn't think she was terrible, but I also think that she was really, really trying hard to stay on a show. Well, you know,
I don't think she was. I should have pulled up some articles because I seem to remember her like dissing the show pretty hard.
Really? Yeah.
Clemens Posey, that is.
That's funny. Yeah, I didn't think she was terrible in it, but I thought
she's a pro.
Yeah, I thought that the acting in general was just weak.
Not the only Harry Potter alumnus in this episode.
Hold on, who did I miss? That was
Ivan.
Oh, was Ivan?
He's young Voldemort in the second movie.
Oh, no kidding.
Yep.
Wow. Yeah, now I recognize him.
Why don't you give us that Vulture recap?
Do you remember when Chuck gave his heart to his mother? Blair said in last night's episode of Gossip Girl. That was the beginning of the end for all of us. In fact, it was not the beginning. Though the 4 seasons and 3 years, God help our souls, that we have known him, the heart of the brooding heir to the Bass fortune has been passed from hand to hand like a white elephant gift at Christmas, starting with Blair, to whom he first gave it in high school when she danced on stage at Victrola. Chuck eventually snatched it back, briefly bestowing it on a mysterious nanny called Elle, who caused it some damage when she turned out to be fake. Soon after, the heart was broken by the death of his father and given back to Blair, who mended it. Then it was given to his mother, who stomped on it with high-heeled shoes, whereupon he gave it back to Blair, again, who shredded it by breaking up with him after sleeping with Jenny, whereupon the remaining pulsating pieces ended up with Ava. That's a lot of wear and tear. No wonder there's hardly anything left. Hopefully the kids watching at home will get the point. Hearts are delicate, slippery, and difficult to hold on to. If you're not careful, you could end up scrambling on the floor trying to sop up the remaining viscera and sobbing over your loss. Or worse, you might end up like Chuck at the end of the episode, coolly functional yet entirely devoid of emotion.
Well, Vulture's still bringing it at least.
Yeah. Yeah, Vulture knows what brings the money.
We begin the episode, Act 1. We open with a montage of philanthropic deeds that Chuck and Eva are performing and Gossip Girl monologues. Overnight, our brooding billionaire has become a generous gentleman. But what's responsible for this metamorphosis? Or should I say, who? Has a French fairy touched Chuck with her magic wand? Or does simply being with an angel make you want to grow wings too?
Yeah.
Chuck is a changed man.
Yes. Good for him. I hope it lasts. Do you imagine another 3 seasons of just good Chuck? Like everything else going on and just good Chuck for 3 more seasons? You know what I could imagine? Dead Chuck.
Should have done it.
Should have killed him.
Post out Josh Schwartz. He got stage fright after the OC.
Mm-hmm.
Killing off.
Yeah. Got to kill your darlings. That was where I always respected Joss Whedon, was that he was not afraid to kill someone, and someone important, you know?
I mean, it's usually probably because he had a problem with the actor, but...
Yeah, I mean, you did. There is that. How dare you have a family of your own, Charisma?
Dorota and Serena are trying to get Blair to stop obsessing over Ava and Chuck. Blair, like Steve, is convinced Ava has an agenda. Serena agrees to stay away from Nate and Dan if Blair can stay away from Chuck and Eva.
And, I mean, I guess she had an agenda. It just was not as devious as
She had a past.
She had a past. The agenda of keeping her past quiet.
I guess, yeah.
But other than that.
But that's not the reason why she didn't take him to a hospital. She just didn't take him because no one came.
Yeah, because nobody came. I actually love that. Like, yeah, he was shot he got shot in Kensington. Like, no one's coming. they've got emergencies to deal with. I've got this.
At the loft, Vanessa thinks Dan has been moping, so she called Rufus and Lily for a breakfast intervention.
And Vanessa, I see what you're doing, but you're meddling. Just
let him have his process.
Let him process. Let him have his space. But,
gotta crown him, so he goes and runs to his ex-girlfriend.
Yeah, and it's funny because it really is sort of the blessing and curse of being Vanessa. Of she really does care. And she really does have, probably better than some of the others, a better toolbox of coping skills from like the community living and the commune living. And she's much more open to things like therapy and grieving. So she's probably is one of the better people to have on your side, but she's also Vanessa that will shove it down your throat that she knows you have to get to your grieving and you have to move on and you have to do this, which is really fucking annoying.
Yeah. At the Empire, Chuck and Eva tell Nate and Juliet about their newest charity event. The boys and girls split into separate conversations. Juliet compliments Eva on turning Chuck into a better man, but Eva insists it's all Chuck. Nate says it's nice seeing Chuck being nice, but he says it's all Ava.
This is where I kind of really fell in love with Ava, too. I've liked her character. I've had no real issue. But when she's like old Chuck, new Chuck, whatever, she has the whole thing. It's like same Chuck.
Yeah.
And like he's all one person. It's all one story. It's all one journey. And that was beautiful. Maybe one of the best written lines of this really terrible episode. I really liked that.
Yeah.
I did find that if it's not too hypocritical, we should have champagne. It's pretty hypocritical. You're celebrating him giving away money that he hasn't given away. It's like, I don't know if it's so much hypocritical or any excuse to drink. You all have problems.
In the middle of the day.
Yeah, in the middle of the day. It's noon somewhere, as my father would say. True story.
Rufus, Lily, and Vanessa all think Dan isn't dealing with his feelings after losing Milo. Dan insists he's just fine and is relieved the baby is gone. To prove his point, he leaves to go see Nate.
I loved, I can't remember if it was here or the other one. I think it was here, where he goes, what is this, some kind of feelings intervention? And Lily's like, no, it's not. And Vanessa's like, but you do need to deal with it. And Rufus is like, yeah, it is. It is a feelings intervention. Again, it was one of the nicer things. I did find it a little awkward in the earlier scene when Lily came in and gave him a kiss. When they were first invited in and she kissed Dan, which she doesn't do ordinarily or hasn't done other times.
Well, for whatever reason, she's not really the one greeting him when he shows up at the penthouse. The last few times he showed up at the penthouse, it's like Nate's there, or it's like she's off doing something else when he shows up.
I guess I just kind of feel it out of character for Lily because I don't see her greet people like that in general. I didn't think it captured their regular relationship. And again, I really, when we talk about the directing and the acting, I feel like McCarthy wasn't connected with these characters. I feel like he wasn't connected to the characters the way the characters are, or the way the actors were. So I feel like he... I
don't know. It didn't really feel out of place to me, but...
Fair.
Serena catches a glimpse of Gossip Girl showing Blair at Cartier and immediately calls her. They both accuse the other of breaking their agreement, but Blair goes silent when she spots Ava in the shop. Just then, Dan shows up and invites Serena out on a walk.
Dan, what are you doing? Because you just said you're going to Nate's and now you're at Serena's. Why you going there, Dan? And also, Blair, leave her alone. Just leave her the fuck alone.
Yeah, Blair is spiraling.
Yeah.
At Cartier, Blair spies on Ava and sees her selling the watch that Chuck gave her.
Right here, it does look shady.
Gossip Girl has this to say. Spotted. One angel. Selling her halo. Careful, Ava. Returning that watch may cost you the time of your life.
Yep.
And we move into Act 2. Blair shows up to the Empire Suite and tells Chuck that she and Eva should be friends. Just then, Eva shows up and the three of them sit down for tea. Blair immediately starts making passive-aggressive digs before finally accusing Eva of selling the watch. Eva admits to selling it so she could help Chuck's valet, Ivan, to save his mother's house. Blair is disgusted by the couple's obvious affection.
I thought this was really dumb. And very sweet of her to save Ivan's house. And she had a good explanation for it. But I think I hated it mostly just because it's like this valet who is brand new to the show, who we've never seen, who now is like Chuck's valet, who has been so sweet to Ava. And it just felt shoehorned.
And such Chuck's reaction when Blair shows up.
Yeah. And when everything is on the table, one of the worst moments for me acting wise was when Chuck goes, so just one more thing, Ava, will you please pick a charity for the... And it's like, oh my God, this is so lame.
Dan and Serena are walking and talking. Serena asks about Milo, but when Dan doesn't want to talk about him, Serena is fine with letting it drop. Their conversation is interrupted by a call from Blair. She wants Serena and Dan to help her take down Ava.
So now Dan and Serena have a reason to be working together.
Mm-hmm.
And it also occurs to me, we've always talked about smart writers writing smart people, right? Smart characters. And what happens when people try to write smart characters that are smarter than them. But I'm also noticing that it's the same with writing for good people. That they want to show Chuck as a good guy. Well, what do good people do? Fuck, I don't know.
Give money
away. Just give all their money away? Yeah, $5 million. That sounds like that's what good people would do, right? Oh, she sells the watch so she can give the money away. That's what good people must do. I don't know. I don't give my money away.
Blair is still trying to fake being friends with Ava in an obvious attempt to gain intel.
Yeah.
Because when they're at the dog show or whatever.
Yeah, well, and all the charity. They're trying to pick a charity, yeah. Blair, just
let it go. Let it go. Chuck finds Nate cyber-stalking Juliet, who he now believes is seeing someone else. New Chuck advises Nate to just talk to her. Nate also points out that Blair was spotted with Ava at a park. Chuck says he's confident in Ava's ability to deal with Blair, but mysteriously leaves.
She's fine. I better go check on her.
We get multiple scenes of Blair pumping Ava for info in the park, then texting Serena and Dan to research each tidbit back to the Waldorf apartment. In the midst of browsing for dirt on Ava, Dan admits that things with Vanessa are hard and that he's probably not over Serena.
They have a nice little moment together, and he kind of comes to the realization of, I know why I'm here, and it's because I'm still trying to bang you, Serena. Because I almost banged you, but then there's a baby, and I couldn't bang you.
Yeah.
Would have flown to Paris to bang you, but baby.
Baby gone.
Baby gone. Baby gone, me bang now.
Nate is still reading about Juliet's activities on Gossip Girl when Juliet sneaks up on him. Nate just comes out and asks Juliet is dating anyone, and Juliet denies and says she was visiting a friend. They are interrupted by Vanessa looking for Dan.
Yeah.
Busted.
Yeah. Yep. And the worst liar. I love that Nate calls himself out on it, too.
Blair returns to her apartment and is furious that Ava is apparently perfect. However, Dan and Serena turn that frown upside down when they inform her that Ava was a prostitute in Prague.
Bum, bum, bum.
A lot of shaming of sex work in this episode.
Yeah.
And slut shaming in general, actually.
Yeah, except by Chuck.
Yeah.
Except by Chuck, who was like, all right, yeah. You're not my first.
Speaking of which, here's what Gossip Girl had to say about it. Looks like Eva's past might be Blair's perfect present, but what's more dangerous for Chuck, Ava's secret or what B may do with it? Act 3 begins. Blair thanks Dan for his help before escorting him out the door. Blair then turns to Serena to recruit her to help in embarrassing Chuck and Ava at the gala. Serena instead suggests pulling Chuck aside and telling him in private. It also seems like Serena has decided to choose Dan over Nate. She also seems to think that things are pretty much over with Dan and Vanessa. One can only hope.
Yes, hope every time. And yes, the golden retriever has a shiny new thing in front of her, and that must be the one that she loves.
Yes. for at least the next 10 minutes.
Yeah, let's just hope Nate doesn't cross her orbit at some point.
Dan returns to find Rufus packing up some random guitar cables to give Vanessa the closet space. Dan admits that he lied to Vanessa and went to go see Serena. Rufus tells Dan that he needs to be honest with her. However, their conversation is interrupted when Dan has to take a call from Nate.
I love how it's like, there's this kind of feeling of like, no, Dan, you should listen. You're the one I parent. You're the one I can parent. So let me give you advice.
And he's doing good.
Yeah, Rufus was a good dad because it was Dan.
Nate tells Dan he covered for him with Vanessa, but like Rufus, also preaches honesty. Nate also guilts Dan into spilling the tea on Ava.
Dan can't keep secrets. We know this. Like when Blair's like, don't tell anyone, it's like, you just told the worst person. You just told the future journalist not to tell anybody the info he just had, and immediately goes to Nate. And again, I love that in this conversation how Nate's like, why would you tell her me? I am a terrible liar. Like, I covered for you, but you know better.
Juliet admits to Vanessa that they lied about seeing Dan. The two quickly figure out that Dan went to the one person who will let him forget his problems, Serena. Juliet suggests for Vanessa to confront Serena rather than Dan.
Yeah, but of course that's because she hates Serena and is constantly just out for Serena.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't work it out with the person you're with. Go get into an argument with
at a
the
big
person.
Party.
Yeah, at a big party with the person that he's trying to hook up with.
Who also is his sister.
Who is also his sister, because clearly it's her fault that he is possibly going to cheat on you.
Nate immediately tells Chuck the big secret about Ava. Chuck hesitates only a second before telling a relieved Nate that of course he knew about Ava. However, Chuck's face as Nate walks away tells a different story.
This was another terrible, like, Chuck looking around at around. Yeah, of course I know. And looks around the pool table. Act surprised, Ed.
But hide it.
But hide it. Act like you're surprising. You're hiding your surprise. He hit it as well as his accent.
Womp womp. Rufus is getting ready to leave the loft, and Dan says he is going to catch up on his reading since Vanessa texted that she is staying out with friends tonight. However, as soon as Rufus leaves, Dan gets a call from Serena and accepts her invite to the gala.
Go on out with Serena then, Dan. Sounds like a great idea. I mean, it doesn't sound like a bad idea.
They're siblings. It's fine.
Yeah, they're siblings.
They're just going out to a gala together. We go to the act break. Sans, Gossip Girl, and Chuck wordlessly confronting Ava about her past.
She takes one look at him and just says, you know,
Mm-hmm.
and he closes the door. I thought this was I liked that. I thought it was a good way to cut the act.
Mm-hmm. Nate, Juliet, and Vanessa show up together, but quickly separate as the girls go off to look for Serena. Juliet asks Nate to check her coat, but she left her cell phone in the pocket, and Nate sees a text from Ben telling Juliet he needs to see her.
Bum, bum, bum. Looks like she's got someone on the side there, Nate.
Yep, that's what it looks like.
It's what it sure looks like.
Lily finds Serena and Blair at the event and explains that she still has Chuck's passport and other effects from the Paris police. Serena says she should just give the envelope to Chuck's valet and then points him out. Blair gets vindictive and jealous when she sees the paparazzi fawning over Chuck and Ava.
How long does it take that valet to get to Chuck's room from when he was handed the stuff? Like, how long does it take for that elevator to show up?
24 seconds.
And aren't they all like right at his house? Oh, right, 24 seconds. It takes 24 seconds for the elevator. And aren't they outside of Chuck's penthouse right now? Like, how long did it take you? You deserve to be fired, but not for why you're fired. You deserve to be fired for giving it to Blair.
Yeah, exactly.
We'll get there.
Blair finds Chuck, who assumes she plans to publicly humiliate him. However, when she realizes Chuck already knows about Ava, she switches tactics and calls him a fool for once again falling for a money-grubbing harlot.
I really did like Chuck here. I really did like that it was like, what, you just going to do it the most public way possible? What, you just really want to embarrass me?
Get her pimp up there on platforms?
Yeah, get his pimp up there. Get her pimp up there on platforms. And just the way Blair's like, fuck. Like, yeah.
Dan fucked her here.
Yeah. But you know what? She deserved it.
Yeah.
She completely deserved everything that she got in this episode.
Yeah. And what I assume she's getting in the next episode. Dan finds Serena and compliments her dress in a more than friendly sort of way. The two both say they need to talk just as Vanessa walks up and drops a bumhole.
That was well played.
Yeah.
Having her right there when the two of them meet up. Womp womp.
Juliet finds Nate sitting alone in a booth with a drink in hand. Nate tells her about the text and assumes that Ben is her boyfriend, and then accuses her of hating Serena because she is exactly like her. Nate storms off.
Mm-hmm. Got her. And he's not wrong on his assessment of her in how she treats Nate. And she does have this obsession with Serena. Why? So
I think Nate just assumes it's because everyone has this obsession with Serena.
Yeah.
Which is kind of true.
I mean, Gossip Girl was started because of her.
Yeah. Vanessa is rightfully upset that Dan lied to her. However, Dan explains that he just turned to Serena because she allowed him to have a fun day, opposed to Vanessa that forces him to examine his feelings at all times. Vanessa walks away saying that while Serena had to choose between Nate and him, Vanessa only ever wanted him.
Yes, you could have settled for me all along at any time. The way she said that, it just really is like, you know, some people don't have to choose, which it's like at first it's like, ooh, damn. But then it's also like, oh, wait, you just want him to settle for you.
Which both Serena and Dan are the same because they're both having to choose between two people.
Yeah.
Serena and Blair link up and talk about their issues. When Serena asks Blair if she wants Chuck back, Blair states that she will never forgive. She just wanted to save him.
Yeah. Which,
Not buying it.
yeah, I hated that. And I hated it.
Because if that was true, why do the plant?
Yeah, you are obsessing over him.
Yeah.
And you don't do that unless you're in love with somebody.
Either you do want him back or you just really want a lot of revenge. So.
Yeah. And really, you want him single. I could see Blair maybe not consciously thinking, I want him back.
I want him to feel the same way I do.
But I want him to feel terrible and I want him single. Yeah. But in the back of that, it's also because I don't want anyone to have him but me.
Blair overhears Chuck and Eva talking and immediately realizes that Chuck just found out today about Eva's past. Chuck then gets up to announce the Eva Capot Foundation when Blair then hears Chuck say that Eva fell in love with him without knowing who he was. She gets an idea and steals Chuck's passport from Ivan.
That's why you should be fired, Ivan.
Yeah.
Because you let her
take it from you.
Take it right from you. You saw her pull it out of that envelope. But also, Blair, like at this point, you used facts up until now. Now you are trying to plant something because you are trying to be shitty.
Yeah.
Like you're no longer under this, I'm trying to protect you. You're trying to make this person go away.
Act 5 begins. Blair pulls Chuck aside and tells her that she just found his passport in Ava's bag and that he has been her mark all along.
Yep. Shitty, Blair. Super shitty.
And obviously upset, Nate finds Serena. She says that even though she came with Dan, she is always there if Nate needs someone to talk to. Of course, Dan just hears the last part and sees Serena holding Nate's hand.
It just occurred to me about this whole scene where it starts with the philanthropy where Chuck once again is like, I know good people give away money, but I don't know how that works. So I've got to give this to Ava because she's the good person that can give away money. Because I don't know how this works either.
Blair and Chuck find the passport in a suitcase where Blair said it would be. Chuck then confronts Ava. Ava doesn't deny it and merely says she will pack her things.
Yep. Ava's done.
Yeah.
Like you see there, Ava, and it's funny because, we know that she didn't do it, but you also see her acquiesce, and she gives reasons later. But one of the biggest things with Ava, I feel like in this moment, she knows it's never going to stop.
Yeah.
That, okay, this one will get smoothed over, but this is the third bump today.
Yeah.
That she tried to do. And if that's just 3 in a day, what is it going to be like by the end of the week? Like, this will not stop. She says the thing about like, oh, I see you two pull each other and you around her and all that shit. But more than anything, Ava, you're going to be fucking harassed and bullied by this person as long as you're in his life. And I think she recognized that and was like, I don't need this shit.
Yeah.
Only what you brought with you.
Fucking dick.
Yeah, what an asshole.
What's he going to do with the clothes he bought her?
Yeah.
Give her some other prostitutes?
Yeah, exactly. Dress people in them. Dress up blondes in them.
Blair tries to comfort Chuck, but it looks like Chuck is spiraling again.
Fuck off, Blair. Like, you really fucked up.
Dan is upset at Serena for stringing both him and Nate along.
Yeah. I mean, fair. Like, Serena...
But he's doing the same thing to Vanessa.
He is. But it's just that whole, like, the new shiny thing walked in front of Serena again, and so it's every time.
The weird thing, though, is in this instance, I felt like she was just being friendly with Nate, while she was definitely flirting with Dan.
Yes. Although I also feel like we were supposed to feel... I think that could also have been bad acting. And I think that we were supposed to get more chemistry from that scene than we got.
No, I think it was just supposed to be Dan overreacting because
it could be.
Teenage boy sees, girl he likes holding hands with his best friend.
Yeah.
Nate, though, he seemed more bothered about losing Dan than losing Serena.
Mm-hmm.
Lily thanks Chuck for the lovely party and lets him know that she had Ivan drop off his passport and other things earlier.
Yeah, so Lily outs the scheme.
Mm-hmm.
Doesn't kiss him when they greet each other, though. Although he was like sitting at a bar with his back to her. Would have been awkwarder.
This is what Gossip Girl has to say, though. Uh-oh, Chuck. Looks like B stands for betrayal. Can you catch your angel before she flies away? And we move into the epilogue, and Chuck finds Ava packing, but his apologies fall on deaf ears. Ava has spent like 2 weeks here and can't deal with the toxicity. She is going back to Europe, but she hopes Chuck won't revert back to his old ways.
I wouldn't count on that. I would not count on that. I think we're about to get bad Chuck back. I mean, he's pretty pissed. But, like, honestly, Ava's whole thing of, you know, that pull that you have with her. But, again, I could just imagine her being like, fuck this.
Peace.
Yeah.
And go back to Europe. Free healthcare.
Yeah.
You for prostitutes.
Free education and free healthcare. Yeah. Why do you think I can be a prostitute?
Oh, the funny thing is, she says she went from France to Prague for work.
Yeah.
But you make way more as a waitress in France than you do as in Prague.
Oh, sure. Oh, of course. Yeah.
So that was kind of weird.
Yeah.
That's, I guess, why she had to become a prostitute.
To supplement the waitress income.
He can't make it all as a waitress in Prague. Juliet finds Nate and admits that Ben is her brother and that he is troubled and takes it a lot of her time and energy. Nate clearly smokes a joint after talking with Serena because he immediately takes Juliet back.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Oh, sounds good.
Yeah. Yeah, that okay. Explanation satisfied. Don't need anything else from you.
Dan finds Vanessa packed up with all her stuff, squatting in the living room. Dan says he doesn't want her to go and admits that losing Milo broke his heart.
And he says he loves her.
Yeah.
And she's like, I've got nowhere to go.
Yeah, Vanessa openly admits to being a homosexual.
Yeah.
Yeah, kind of homeless. Guess I'm gonna be a doormat for Dan.
Yeah, I'm gonna be your girlfriend again so I can stay here.
Blair is surprised to find Serena alone in her room. Serena admits that she may never truly be able to choose between Nate and Dan. She decides she needs to find someone that embodies both the qualities of that she loves from both of them. Dorota pokes her head in and to tell Blair that Chuck is here to see her.
Great. That means that Serena is going to be finding another love interest. And so far, every outside love interest of Serena's has been awful. Awful.
Well, the forums seem to think it's going to be Carter.
I don't think it's going to be Carter.
But someone who embodies both Nate and Dan.
Yeah. Which I wouldn't mind Carter, Carter, you know, but I'm more expecting somebody new. Oh, I'm expecting Ben. I'm expecting whoever this Ben guy is.
Well, he's the guy in prison.
For now. I thought maybe he could get out. Maybe she'd fall in love with someone in prison. That. Tell me that doesn't scan hard for Serena. That she wants to fix some puppy dog in prison.
But if she's stuck choosing between Dan and Nate's stuck between Serena and Vanessa, so who's
Dan stuck between Serena and Vanessa,
yeah.
And Nate stuck between Juliet and Serena.
Yeah. Or Juliet and Dan.
Or Juliet and Dan.
But if Dan is going, you know, he's trying to choose who's between Serena and Vanessa.
Well, there's Scott, but I don't think we're seeing Scott again. That'd be really fucked.
That'd be actually biological incest.
Yeah, no, but they've never met. Serena and Scott.
Who's Dan gonna go for between Serena and a person that's embodies both Serena and Vanessa?
Oh, yes. Yep. that leaves one person who embodies the two of them, who I'm pretty sure is going to end the next episode broken. Blair.
Chuck needs to know why Blair set Ava up. When Blair reaffirms that she doesn't love him anymore, Chuck assumes she did it just to hurt him. He then declares war.
Bum, bum. No, what does he say? No limits.
Yeah.
It sounds like a fucking SummerSlam event. We can use trash cans. We can use boards with nails in them.
Except he's whispering.
Yeah.
Couldn't possibly be SummerSlam because he's whispering.
Yeah, the world's quietest promo of a match.
We see Juliet and Nate having a good time. It looks like Nate is finally going to see her apartment. Or is he? The doorman calls Juliet over and hands her a key in exchange for cash.
That ain't her apartment, Nate.
No. Did this guy go up there and take down all the photos, or these people just not have any photos?
Yeah.
Or
they're just sociopaths.
Or is Nate just not that observant?
I mean,
and Juliet just knows that.
Yeah. There's just little cutout pictures of her that she walks by and sticks on people as they're in there.
Oh. Chuck returns to his suite where when Ivan mentions Ava, Chuck gets right up in his grill and tells him he's fired.
You don't deserve that, but you do deserve it.
Yeah.
But you don't know, but that's not why you deserve it.
Yeah, the episode ends with a distressed Blair silently climbing into bed with Serena for comfort.
Although, to be fair, Lily said, I gave your stuff to Ivan, and Blair ended up with it. So clearly, Ivan...
Yeah, he deserved to be fired.
Yeah. So I was thinking that Chuck didn't know. I was thinking that Chuck fired him because of the whole, Ava paying off the house thing, and he's just bitter and shitty right now. But no, he would have known that Blair got it from him. So yeah, fuck him. He's fired. Fuck you, Ivan.
Another shitty assistant.
Yeah, another shitty assistant.
And Gossip Girl closes the episode with this. In the prestigious buildings of Manhattan's elite, sometimes the door we open belongs to someone else. And sometimes we let someone in, only to be left out in the cold. Yet sometimes, despite what we may want, the door just has too many locks. XOXO Gossip Girl
episode.
What's coming next?
I mean, we know war is coming. So we know, and I can't imagine Chuck loses this. So I feel like the next thing is Blair's going to get broken. Serena's going to find some terrible older boyfriend. And Dan is going to get easily distracted from Vanessa by either whatever's going on with Serena, or I think Blair could still be an option. I'm hanging out waiting for the Blair and Dan thing. But I don't think that this is good. I don't think them living together is going to be smooth sailing for very long. They've not had an episode where shit isn't fucked up somehow.
Anything else?
Oh, we did not see any old characters return this episode like I thought we were. But I do think that we're waiting on more to come about with Juliet and Ben, and Ben's in prison. The only other character we know is in prison also has ties to Nate. So I feel like we might be moving somewhere there, that the captain might be making a comeback at some point.
Howie.
Let's
get into segments. This week in fandom, we traveled in the Wayback Machine to the fan forums from 2010.
Hello there, Peabody here. And this is the Wayback Machine for traveling through time. And this is my boy, Sherman. Speak, Sherman.
Hello.
Good boy.
Overall, not a great episode.
Not a great episode. I agree with you, 2010.
Yeah.
Honestly, probably my least favorite episode.
But they were very excited about Serena.
Yeah, sure.
Blair is really coming across as pathetic with this storyline.
Very much.
Yeah. And close to a 50-50 split over being bored of Chuck and Blair and still being all in.
Bored.
Yeah. Definitely bored.
Yep.
Glad they're getting a lot of Chuck and Nate this season.
Yeah. Yeah, we've... I'll also say, despite the episode being boring, this is not as boring as a lot of Nate stories go. Especially like Nate relationships tend to be really boring. And this one isn't as bad.
Well, because it's tied to Serena.
True. True.
Yeah, like I said before, a lot of people seem to think Carter is coming back.
Yeah. Womp womp.
And Dan is in a downward spiral.
I mean, I feel like he hit rock bottom a couple times, but rock bottom is Vanessa.
Yeah, he's like, yeah, he's definitely falling into the Upper East Side.
Yeah, oh,
lifestyle.
for sure.
He's all in on scheming now. And
Yes. Yeah.
Yeah.
He's like, it's fun.
Yeah.
If I get to hang out with you and destroy people's lives, it's a good time.
Yeah. Well, we've been shitting on it all episode, so let's get into some grades. Was not pretty, but it was not horrible.
But not pretty. Even there were scenes where the makeup was terrible. There were a few scenes that I looked at it and I was like, the makeup doesn't even look good in this episode. Sorry, go ahead.
So I don't think it was a horrible episode. It was an average episode, so I gave it a C.
I'm going a D+. And it is all because I've never been bored before. A lot of our other rubric pieces that fall in, I guess they all ended up at the party at the end. But even that, they weren't really together at the party. Everything was happening in doses and separated. And I felt like the acting was so lackluster in this whole episode. So yeah, I went D+.
And the acting, other than like Leighton, I think everyone else was fine, I thought, except for Leighton, really.
I thought Chuck and...
Well, I mean, Chuck's always not great.
Chuck's never great.
Yeah.
But I thought Serena was just kind of okay. I thought Dan had some moments where I just felt like he was flat. Like, I just didn't feel like they pulled the performance the way
I liked the Dan and Serena scenes. I thought those sparked.
I didn't feel the same way about the Dan and Vanessa scenes, like, at all. I guess it's hard to act enthused. And I shouldn't even say that, because it's not like Jessica Scholzer? Scholzer?
Yeah.
Beautiful. She's definitely a beautiful woman, and I'm sure that her personality is not Vanessa. So, by any means. But in the morality of the Gossip Girl universe, she's Vanessa.
Somehow she was worse this episode, though.
Yeah. Yeah. Because she has... I think the thing that makes Vanessa worse is when she's self-righteous and indignant and has every right to be. Like, when the facts are actually kind of on her side, I feel like she's worse.
I thought she was worse because she was a doormat.
Well, that too. Like, and she just kind of lays over.
She stood up for herself.
Yeah.
Anyway, stock watch going up. I had Serena because she was a good friend all episode, and seemed like she was pretty good this episode. I had Ava going up because she got the fuck out of here. Mm-hmm. Dan was kind of a dick, but that haircut was looking fly, so I gave him up. And he had a fun day. I gave Rufus up because he was being a good parent. I gave Lily up because she was seemed like she was having a good time all episode. She was partying.
Yeah. Yeah.
Happy. Kissing people.
Kissing kids.
And I had Juliet because even though she almost got busted, she somehow continues their scheme.
Yep, her scheme is still going.
Who do you got going up?
I believe mostly the same. I was on the fence about Dan, but I'm going to give it to him. So Dan, Serena, I'm going to give Ava for getting out, like you had said. I am going to give Rufus was a good dad. Lily had a great time. And I think that pretty much sums it up.
For me, going down, I had Chuck because he lost Ava. Blair because she was horrible again all episode. Ivan because he got fired. Vanessa because she was a doormat. And Nate because he continues to be duped.
Yes. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put Juliet going up for her scheme. But yes, I had Nate going down because he's still getting duped. I had Vanessa going down for just kind of, for everything being homeless at the end of the episode and needing to be with Dan in order to have a home, despite the fact that Dan clearly is only half into you.
She's a warm body.
She is, and he has a warm home.
Yeah,
and he has 4 walls. Yeah, Blair and Chuck both going down for the shenanigans, and I'm gonna say Ivan as well. Although Ivan, when I do my tally, is going to be lumped into the assistants, who now have their own category in all of our Stockwatch spreadsheets. It is just all assistants go up or down. But here's the best outfits from the last episode we've seen.
On to best outfit. Fashion was not great this episode.
No.
So I gave it to Dan with that classic black on black and the sweet new haircut.
No, honestly, I sat there when he came on. I was like, well, at least Dan looks sharp. Like the whole episode. I kind of liked Serena's dress, but I didn't like the patches that were missing.
Yeah, that was weird.
I kind of liked Blair's dress, but I hated the bow on the front. Yeah. And so it was, but it was like, but Dan looks fucking fly.
I liked Ava's mini skirt at the beginning of the episode, but I didn't like the top she had on.
Yeah, I kind of liked her dress that she wore to the party. I also thought Juliet's dress looked nice, but nothing came on screen and popped the way Dan did.
Yeah.
And the sexy hair went a long way for that as well. So,
indeed.
Yeah.
All right. Anything you would like to plug this week?
I am on a huge Billy Joel kick right now. I have always been, since I was a kid, huge Billy Joel fan, and he just released his docuseries. It's only a 2-parter called And So It Goes. So if you're as big a Billy Joel fan as me, or as Leif, I guess, you should definitely check out And So It Goes. Just a great story being told. So and I've just been deep diving all of his albums and absolutely loving it.
For me, I will say check out the new King of the Hill season. Back after 15 years. It's pretty funny. I'm about 4 episodes in. And if you want to follow me on social media, you can find me on Instagram and on Blue Sky at Hot Capicola. That's HOTCAPICOLA. You can follow the podcast on Instagram, TikTok, and Threads at Non-Judging Breakfast Pod. And you can find links to our subreddit, our Discord server, and our Patreon on nonjudgingbreakfastpod.com.
And if you'd like to get in touch with us, we would love to hear what you have to say. So please send us an email at nonjudgingbreakfastpod@gmail.com. And we would love to read what you have to say and maybe even share it with other listeners here on the podcast. Also, if you can, while you're listening, go ahead and hit that like or subscribe or follow button and leave us a comment. That really helps our visibility in Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Finally, while you're at it, why don't you tell your friends what you're listening to? Go ahead and tell some coworkers. Make us that water cooler talk every Monday afternoon at the end of the day, since you were listening to us at work. Why were you listening to us at work?
We're on your ride into work.
Or your ride into work, yes. Or your way home. Talk about us Tuesday.
And we will be back next week to talk about Season 4, Episode 5, Goodbye, Columbia.
Yeah.
The episode description reads, an anonymous Gossip Girl blast starts a very damaging rumor about one of Columbia's new students.
Yeah, I mean, he got you into Columbia. He brought you into this world. Can he take you out? That's my first assumption, is that we're talking about Blair, that Chuck is throwing
Definitely a fair guess.
Yeah, Chuck's shots being fired. So
what do you think the rumor could be?
That she sold herself for a hotel? I mean, I think that could be one. I mean, I guess it's not so scandalous anymore that she banged 2 dudes in one day because that was forever ago. Maybe something to do with the royal that she was dating. Could be something more tawdry with him.
I guess we will find out.
Yeah.
Until next time, you know you love us.
XOXO. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Oh, it seems I'm walking right to your door. My heart's still resting, looking for something more. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Never feels right when I'm out here on my own. I left last night and it feels like way too long. Are you ever gonna see everything you mean to me? I'm trying really hard to believe. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Come back to me. Smile and you'll make my life complete. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with you there. Every time you walk away, run away, you take a piece of me with